Do bong bong bong.
Um, you
Yeah,
guys, it's late.
it
Darius
is
has
very
me
late.
up late, but I'm
Okay,
here.
yes I do.
It's not that late, but I'm here, and we're talking about Cowboy Carter. And today we're going to
Immediately.
discuss Cowboy Carter, everything that Beyonce's doing. Should she be singing the national anthem in Paris and London? Is she actually casting spells? And I will be confronting Darius about something he did to me at the concert today. So stay tuned
Oh,
for that.
okay. I don't know. I didn't know any of this was happening. Actually, I'm not
It
prepared for any
is.
of it. I don't know what we're going to be talking about. I think that we're going to be just shooting from the hip. No pun intended. You see what I did there?
Uh
Anyways,
huh.
shooting from the hip and just like I guess talking about the encompassing what's all going on in this today's climate, especially with Cowboy Carter and what she's trying to do. Now, before we get into it, I got a bone to pick. Okay,
Okay.
and you're lucky it's not with you. All right,
Okay.
it's with Beyonce just downloads Carter actually, because I was thinking before we got on this call, I said. I don't know if you remember this. Do you remember a couple years ago she said, "I pray you catch me listening."
I do. I do.
Um, right. So no one's going to be there to listen to her or catch her. And let me tell you why. Because a few years prior, she was going, "Ladies, leave your man at home.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
The club is full of ballers and their pockets full grown."
Uh huh. Uh huh.
Okay, and all your fellas, leave your girl with her friends,
Yes.
because it's 11:30 and the club is jumping. So I'm just wondering,
Uh huh.
is she condoning cheating then? And
Okay.
now she wants to pray that somebody catches her listening? That's what I want to know.
Well.
So back in the 90s, she was like, "Oh, everybody name it's a free for all. Leave your man at home.
Uh
Come to the
huh.
club because the men is balling. They gonna get you whatever you want, whatever you need."
Yeah. But that
So
was her. That man. That man was like that's like a little like young thing. It's a situationship. Okay, like leave that situationship
no,
at home. That's her
and
husband.
you drop your pee, don't make it any better.
That's her
Okay.
husband. Husband versus situationship.
Okay, so her husband's not her man.
Her husband's her man, but she didn't say, I am going to see my man. I'm happy. She said, I'm going to see my husband.
She
So
did say that.
please, she didn't say
Um,
man. So there's a
okay, so
difference.
so you're condoning
Husband, man.
cheating if they're not married.
It's not cheating. There's a situationship. Like, that's just like, yeah, like that's my man, but that's not my man, is what
Okay,
she was
so
saying.
you're basically when we did the did I do a lot? You're basically agreeing with whatever his name was that had 40 girlfriends because
That's
it was
not what I'm agreeing. Because
married.
they were girlfriends. They weren't situationships. She was buying that man diamond rings, and she was buying him a car. She bought him a car. She
And
bought him diamond
Nike.
rings. She paid for his tuition. So that was not a situationship
Okay,
at all.
well, I don't know nothing about that. Do not I all I know is that Beyonce switched up to me in my book. And I think it's absolutely disgusting that she would do such a thing.
Okay,
So,
well, I like her switch, and I applaud it. Actually, now can we talk about how I think that I was under a spell during our Cowboy Carter show?
no, we cannot because that is going to you're going to be on front page news on the shade
I
room.
was
They're
under a
gonna,
spell, and I was under a spell because let's talk about it. Because I think that for both, and this is really not helping her case, but I feel like for both Renaissance and Cowboy Carter, it was almost like I wasn't there, but I was there. Like, I know that I went, I know that I attended, I know that I
oh yeah,
watched the
but
whole
you don't
show,
remember.
but I don't even remember it like I was there. Like, it's almost like I know that I experienced it, and that's the only reason why I know that. My wallet knows that I experienced it, and that's the only reason why I know.
Right. But I agree, and I feel the same. But I think what it is the whole concept of not really knowing what's going to happen before. We went into Renaissance and Cowboy Carter mostly blind. And I think if we do for the Act 3, if we go in
Okay,
knowing
but I saw a movie today. I know that I went to the movies today, and I didn't know I went in
well,
blind. So
yes and no, because that's more okay, so I hope that you'd be more excited for going to see Beyonce than the movie. No?
yeah,
And I think that adds to your memory. You're like you can't process what's going on because you are excited. You've waited I bet you didn't wait months for this movie to come out and
I
was
did.
looking at Easter eggs every day and hearing
I
about this and that, and
was.
planning an outfit for it. Like all of those things lead up to your excitement level, and I think that makes it
Hello?
difficult. Hello?
I was probably looking so. Did I not freeze for you?
Well, you were looking really crazy, which you always do on the when we start recording.
I was
And now you're
looking
looking
really.
good.
I was looking really crazy because you just
Oh,
froze into
could you hear
oblivion.
me?
No.
I hate it here. My thing is uploading at 99% now because I'm on the desktop
Mine's
again.
at 10. Mine's at 10.
Oh, it's the app. It's the app. Well, we can't go both go on the thing. I don't think on the desktop because they said you never can be on the same
Well,
thing.
next time we'll switch and we'll see if
We're gonna
it
have to do
is
a guest
that.
link. They said to do the guest link is gonna be better, but I don't know. We'll figure that out next time. Hopefully, it's fine though.
Whatever.
And now I'm gonna have to edit this part out.
I don't
Anyway.
remember what you were saying though. What did
So
you
we
say?
were saying. I was saying that for this movie that you saw today that you remember. It was not the same experience as a Beyoncé concert because first of all, it's live. There's a lot of different factors. It's live, but the excitement level is on a way different level because you plan for months to go to this. Obviously, you're listening to an album for a year at least prior. You're incredibly excited about something. You're paying for hotels and you're building an outfit around it. You're looking at people talk about what could be the opening song and the ending song and how she could frame it. You're watching stuff for months prior to on TikTok, and it's leading you up to an event where you go where you don't know anything about it. You're basically going in blind, and we're up close. We're not sitting far back. We're up close. And I think that all that adds up to it. Now, do I think that she's going
She is doing that because I don't like. It's like because my experience. This is my testimony. My testimony
I'm sorry, you just
is that I just feel like it's like I didn't like when I look at the videos on my phone. When I see other things, like when I see things on TikTok, it's like I was there, and that's all I know about it. Is that I was there. And what's really odd is I remember leaving. I remember coming. But being there is just such a blur. It's like a blur, like a literal blur.
But also things move so fast too. She's going, mission one, I'm gonna put this on.
She didn't even say that. Like to this day, I can't remember. I've been trying to figure out if in London she just started doing Why Don't You Love Me? Like the full thing. Or if we got that at a show and I haven't been able to figure it out.
I don't know either. I don't know. It's about that.
And that's what I'm saying. And I'm telling you guys, we were under a spell.
Because listen, we're talking about a 3-hour show
where we can't remember. I can't remember. Like, Darius, if there was no social media and we couldn't like see what we had just saw and we didn't take any videos, I promise you I wouldn't remember anything.
And I also think I'm adding things. Because I look at life from a scientific, maybe psychological perspective. And I think that all the things that I'm talking about do cause memory, like not memory loss necessarily, but like the difficulty of memory. What do they call it? Like
retention?
Downloading. You're not actually, what do you say?
I was going to say retention. I don't know.
Basically, or it's like you're not like actually
processing
what you're seeing and actually forming them into memories. That's not happening. Because,
but why wouldn't I be doing that?
Because everything is happening so fast. I bet you I'm going to look this up and it's going to be something along the lines of this.
You're going to look it up?
So what?
Are you going to look it up? Or
I don't have my iPad, but...
No, I was saying, are you going to look it up actually, or are you going to type in ChatGPT?
That's
No, it's not.
That's the basic version of looking it up, and we don't need to get into that right now, okay? But anyway, so yeah, I think that like the mixture of all of that, the excitement level makes you forget it, and also let me not confuse a spell with energy. Okay. But I think the energy in the stadium, because there's 30, 40, 50,000 people with you.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things happening all at one time on a show that you haven't ever seen, that you're incredibly excited for, that you don't know what's going to happen next, and you're like fiending for what's happening next because you've been anticipating it for months. Like all of those things, I think make it so that you can't have memories. But then the last thing I was going to say is that I think that with Renaissance and Cowboy Carter, something about the psychology of us sitting so close.
Oh my God. And really close to her energy. Right? Right?
No.
Right?
No. Not sitting close to her energy.
Close
but
to
like
her energy.
Sitting so close, we are like constantly looking back and forth. And we're like looking at like not like it's not the same as if we were sitting in 100s in the bowl. I think it's a completely different experience. It's almost like you are watching a movie because nothing is really changing. I mean, you're watching the show. We're like watching. She's like in front of us, and then she's not, and we're looking at the screen, and then we're trying to figure out where she is and what's the dance. Now the dancers are in front of us. I just feel like that also causes like more commotion when you are so close. And me adding all these different things, but the
And
point
you
is, you
are.
don't understand.
Listen, commenters in chat. If you guys think Beyonce's a succubus and that she sucked your energy and that's why you can't remember the show. And you also have experienced this, rally together with me in
You're
the
about to
comments.
be in the shade room. I don't condone it. Stop calling black women witches. This is not the Salem witch trials, and that's all I have to say about the matter.
I don't think
Okay?
Beyonce's a witch, but I will say for real that I don't
Oh,
remember
now they're
the
gonna
show.
say, really, you don't? Well,
No, I
she was
don't.
talking to Jahiba the other day. Jaleel.
Okay, she can talk to Jaliba, and that still doesn't make her a witch.
She was on our way or not last week. To Janice, the Wicked Witch of the West.
If you
So I
think
wanna
Beyonce's
know-
a witch, go run up our Sinners video for real.
what did you say?
I said, if you think Beyonce's a witch, go go watch our Sinners video. Because I said, this reminded me of Beyonce now. Everybody thinks she's a witch. And then she started her tour, and everybody said she was a witch, and she stopped the rain.
Okay, but they only think she's a witch because she's a talented black woman. Let's really, really, really clock it.
No,
'Cause if
we
she-
aren't. We're talking about the tour. I'm sick of it. Because everybody's already
Well,
over
at
it.
least that's
Because
related.
they already heard us say all of this, and now I'm getting scared because I feel bad. Now, talk
Whatever.
about the tour.
It's Beyonce. What do you expect? That's it. But that's it. In this story, it's Beyonce.
It really is, though.
There is no there. So that's all I have to say about it. Is if you haven't seen it, well, next caller. And also to whoever was the bitch that said that went on my TikTok before I went, and she was like, "Oh, well, you're not missing nothing." You not missing nothing. The show is basically Renaissance, so it is what it is. First of all, you don't know what you're talking about. And yes, it was basically Renaissance, but it was Renaissance for a reason. And we're about to get into that into this episode. And don't ever do that again. Coming on, actually, she didn't eat that.
Can I also bring up that Darius told me that Blue Ivy was going to be singing?
No.
Yes, you did.
I
Yes,
did
you
not say
did.
that. I said I heard the girls have been saying that she sang a little bit.
No,
And
he
I don't-
said that somebody told me in my comments that Blue Ivy is giving vocals.
This is what happened. This is what happened.
Okay.
I went onto my TikTok.
Mhm.
I went onto I rarely go to this section, but I went into the mention section, okay, of my TikTok. Somebody had tagged me in a video.
Okay.
And if I would have known it was about Cowboy Carter before we went, I would not have opened it, right?
Okay.
But I didn't. It was just a black woman and some words on the screen. Like it was a thumbnail, right? So I clicked on it. I'm like, okay, what is this? She immediately goes, let's talk about how Blue Ivy ate last night. The vocals? I completely swiped out and I said, oh my God. And I immediately texted Emily going, what was that? Because I don't know what that means. Like, what do you mean
the
the
vocal sounds, and then he told me that she was singing. So then, we also have a friend who's like been watching this stuff, and I said, oh my God. I said, oh my God, please do not confirm or deny. But like, Darius just told me that Blue Ivy's singing and she's giving vocals. And then they said, okay. They said, okay, yeah.
Okay.
And that probably sounded crazy. That probably sounded insane. Because what if she was giving vocals? That is really embarrassing.
Okay, before we get into Beyonce, can we have a little segment about Blue Ivy?
Okay.
In the show. If there was ever a time to be like ultra gagged, I am right now.
Okay.
I've actually been, I don't know, neck and neck excited to see a Blue Ivy video on my For You page.
In a Beyonce video.
Beyonce one.
Okay.
Because why is the material torn?
I think it is really hard. And I hadn't seen any of her shit before, and I just, I didn't know that was happening.
I didn't know at all. And I will never, ever skip her dance break in America Has a Problem, ever. I will watch every
she
single-
actually ate that. And you know that's the same thing from that Coachella from the Super Bowl performance that she did in 2016. That's the same exact dance break.
Oh, yeah.
that she did.
I remember.
And
And then
I think it's
also
iconic.
the evolution of the show, which we obviously have our qualms about her evolving the show every time we go see it. But
That is crazy. Sorry.
that whole segment now, I don't. I think I sent it to you. But when she does the Beyonce does the countdown with Les
Yeah.
Twins, she does the countdown, and then it shows Blue Ivy. And I don't remember if she did. Oh wait. Sorry, that's not America Has a Problem. That's when
No,
she does the walk,
that's the
catwalk.
walk. Hmm.
But okay, either way, there's a lot of moments that I'm gagged. I'm mixing them up right now. But anyways, the point is when she does that, and the camera turns to her, and she throws the cowboy hat and the umbrella.
Well, she did that on our show too.
I don't remember what I wasn't there. I was under a spell. Okay, let me stop. It was a joke, guys. It was a joke.
She did do that on our show though, but that is iconic.
I didn't remember that. And because it's just a lot going on. You're like, oh my gosh, Blue Ivy, and she's walking down the thing, and you're like, whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, so she threw it off, and just the walk, and specifically, there's one show where she's in like the America Has a Problem gear, like in that like newspaper. Or whatever, during the walk, and she is just eating during the walk. It's just, and I feel like it's very much like she is setting up her career to be like to go into the modeling industry. Like if they were trying to figure out, okay, where's Blue gonna fall? I really don't. Everyone who's saying, oh, she needs to sing, there's no way. There's no way you're gonna be able to.
What if she can sing?
Never.
Maybe she can. Maybe I think I can see her in an alt scene. No.
Never.
I saw somebody say that she can actually really sing, but Beyonce said you're gonna learn how to dance first.
Okay, why? What information did they have that she can really sing? Like what?
They're just saying that that's what she thinks. Like she was going like, okay, your singing is your strong suit, but I want to work on your dancing.
Okay, so bloodline don't always mean the same vocals. Look at the Jackson 5.
What about them?
I said, look at the Jackson 5. You said what happened?
What about them? It's what I said.
Okay, what about them? Where they at? Besides Janet, where's Latoya? Because last time I saw her, she was on RuPaul's Drag Race.
She's on RuPaul. What about it?
You don't need it. Why are you talking about Latoya like that?
You're talking about Latoya. You said they don't all have the same talent.
They don't, and everyone knows that.
I think that it's more about hunger than talent, is what it is. I think Michael was hungry and Beyonce was hungry. Is Blue gonna be hungry?
I think that she's showing a little bit of hunger. Because if you remember in the Renaissance World Tour, like movie, they were talking about how she had seen or she was with a friend or whatever, and she had seen some comments online about how people were making fun of her and stuff like that, and how she was like, okay, I want to work harder to get it. And throughout the show, you see her progressing, and now compare that to now, even though it's only 2 years difference, now she's eating even more, and I think that shows. I mean, even Tina talked about that. Tina talked about how much hunger Blue Ivy had to be in the studio and improving her dance. And so I do think she has. I mean, she's 13. How much hunger can she have? For it.
I feel like Beyonce was hungry at 13 because she's a succubus.
Can you stop? She said, I don't know what she was doing with the rap pop vocal group
Girls Time. She was eating with Girls Time out there. She said, "Say Beyonce."
She did not do that at that age.
No, she didn't. But she was like 16, 17 there. That's crazy.
That is crazy because when I was 16, 17, I said,
right, 16, 17, I was picking my belly button. Still. Like I don't even know what I was doing at 16, 17. But she was going to say Beyonce.
That is interesting. Very, very interesting. And so so my thing is that no, there's just no way that Blue Ivy can ever be Beyonce. I think Blue Ivy has to be Blue Ivy.
But I think that's why Beyonce's going, okay, what I need you to do is, you can sing like duh, but you need to, everybody can sing nowadays. That's cute and quirky, but they just stand there and sing. So I want you to be able to move when you get on stage. So that's what we're going to work on first.
But I always do, or I have been thinking recently, do you think that Blue feels the pressure of being Blue Ivy? And like when she's doing this, like we often talk about that she grasps who her mom is in the sense of like, is she like, I need to do this dance? Like it's cute, like I'm performing or whatever, but I need to do this because my mom is Beyonce and I need to like emulate her. And I think that people want to see me in the same light. Like, I don't know. And then also on the flip side, is she telling her the expectations? Like, you can't go out there looking a fool. You need to be on your P's and Q's. Like, I and Beyonce. Do you think Beyonce's saying I'm Beyonce?
I don't think she's saying she's Beyonce. I think she's saying, "Oh, it's okay, baby," and she's
Okay,
giving
but
her a pat on the
okay,
back.
not.
I think that I wouldn't feel it for like what she's doing now. I think I'd feel it for singing. Like, do you think that do you think that she's like in her room alone, making sure nobody can hear? She lets out her note to see if it sounds good.
I don't know.
Like,
I haven't thought about that.
cause
I
I feel
guess you.
like that's what I would be doing. Like, cause then I'm going, oh my God, like my mom, like, and I could literally go on, I scroll on TikTok and it's going, my top 5 vocalists and my mom's top 2 and she's not number 2 on this person's list. And I just don't know what to do.
But do you think that Beyonce makes the environment where she can't freely sing? No way.
I feel like even if she did, I feel like I wouldn't be, I feel so uncomfortable. I'm trying to
Well,
think.
we're assuming that Beyonce can even walk past her singing in the shower. That they have 80 of them in the
They
house.
do have 80 of them
And
probably.
I always think like that must be a crazy life to live.
That is really crazy.
Like that house is huge, and like I just like Blue Ivy just has lived such a different life. Like she's always known to have like I don't know, like just the amount of cars they have, and every time your mom leaves the house, like everyone is checking for where she
Yeah,
is.
they
Like,
are.
that is such an interesting.
Well, they
Like
said she can walk through Target.
she actually did the other a month, and she had that hoodie on.
They said she
Um,
can walk through Target. I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't, but they don't. They said that Taylor Swift can't go anywhere, which I actually believe.
I do too, of course.
But I feel like more than Beyonce. I feel like, but I just feel like nobody's even expecting her to be anywhere, and that's why.
At all. Yeah, but
Like,
also
I just would think that would be so weird.
but I think if Taylor was in a black hoodie and she didn't have a red lip on, she'd be easier. She looks like a white
Leave
woman.
her red lip alone.
She looks like a I don't know. Like it's not like she. Not that I'm saying. Obviously, if I stared into her face at Target, I'd be like, oh,
Yeah,
that's Taylor Swift. But like
I think I'd see her in a hoodie.
I don't think I would recognize her if she didn't have any makeup on and she had her hood up in a hoodie.
I'd say
And she had
that Taylor Swift, and if she
Okay,
say no,
did Beyonce have the bodyguard when she was there? Her
she's
bodyguard.
always with Julius. She's always with
But
that man.
I saw he wasn't near her, so I don't know.
Mm,
But would that be crazy? Would you sound the alarm on Twitter and be like,
no,
"Hey,
I wouldn't do that.
somebody does that"?
Of course they do, which is really kind of rude.
I think
But
that is bum rush it.
that is really actually crazy. Cause I feel like I would text you, obviously, but like I don't think I would go, I'm gonna post her location on Twitter.
What would I do? Would you ask for like a picture or like?
I actually thought about this very in depth the other day. Cause I was like, for some reason say I was with Beyonce and I was like, I think that what I would do, I was coming up with the whole game plan. I swear I was in the shower and I was like, I would start screen recording my phone. Right. And then like I would start screen recording my phone. So then when I'm taking pictures, like I'm also talking and I'm recording and like she's getting the audio and we're also getting like multiple different angles. And then I'm
Oh,
going
she's
like,
gonna see that red pill on the thing saying recording. You said what happened?
and I'm going like, can you say hi to my friend? And then like she's not even going to notice that this is a video
No,
because
she's
I'm
gonna
going to.
say, "Oh, this is a video." Let's see, sit in that thing.
That
You
is
know
just
what I'm
gonna
talking
say, yeah, I do know what you're talking about. And I'm gonna say, can you say hi to my friend Darius really quick, please? So then I have pictures. I have multiple different angles of pictures. I have pictures of us. But I don't ever think I would have this much time with her. That's why I need to screen record immediately.
Right. I would literally be biting my like I would be tripping over my tongue. I actually don't know what I would say, and maybe she did put a spell on me because I actually don't know.
That would be really. That would be really. I wouldn't know what I would say either. Oh God. Okay, listen.
The tour.
The tour, because they're still mad. What would you say? What would you say were your highlights? Were your lowlights?
About when we were there at the tour, or just the Cowboy Carter tour and all that I know now?
Let's do when you were there and then when you weren't there.
So what I will say is like just like you said before, where it kind of everything was a blur. Is really what more I would explain it as. Not necessarily I was under a spell or I can't remember anything. It was just all a blur. And I think that what added to this was how much we had going on the minute before she was out on the stage. If we had time to sit down for 25 minutes with our merch, you know, having a drink or two, looking around, seeing everybody's outfits, costumes, whatever you want to call it, and then we sat down and or whatever and like waited for it to come on, it'd be different. But like we were running to our seats as she was going American Requiem, and I think that also added to it being a blur. I would say for me, when she was right in front of us, when she said "Bills, Bills, Bills," and
and
was
thick,
it Tyrant
thick
or thick, thick? Yeah, sorry, thick. I thought that was iconic. Because she did look at my camera when I was recording for 2 seconds. And I remember that. And then also I would say the Renaissance portion, because I was like, what is going on?
Okay, and then now we knew that the Renaissance was going to happen in some form, but we didn't like it at first.
Right, because I thought I was talking to Nathan, and he was like, "Oh, do you think there's going to be like any Renaissance on there?" I was like, "No," because remember we were talking about that. I was like, "There's no way that she has any Renaissance songs because she hasn't. This is supposed to be a different era. Like she hasn't been Renaissance at all." And so then Nathan was like, "No, no, no. There's going to be Renaissance songs, and they're like, she definitely has to do like, you know, Break My Soul or something like that." He said, and I was like, "I don't think so." And then literally she does like 8 songs off the album. But they're strategic. It's not that she's just like, oh, I'm going on tour again, you know, and I just want to sing songs that are popular. This is something bigger than what we know. This is some sort of like, you know, intertwining portal situation where, and we're getting the exact same songs with the exact same choreography. And it's like,
getting some gold
happening. Yeah, but it's in gold. Like this is intentional. It's not just like, oh, I'm singing a song because it's pop. Like it was a popular song on my last album, and they want to hear it on my tour because we just heard it, girl. It was 2 years ago. Like we want to see Cowboy Carter. That's over here. So that I think also was something that was a highlight for me, is figuring out that there was something bigger to this. What about you?
I think I'm trying to think of my highlights. I wish that we were there for the beginning of American Requiem. But other than that, I really think that I felt an emotional release and presence when she did Daughter, and then the whole like flamenco section, like that girl who was doing that little dance, like that moved something in my spirit. I'm not kidding.
So you were under a spell.
I was under a spell, and I was tearing up a little. I'm not even lying. Like that really, like I don't know why, but for some reason she was dancing and it was moving something in my spirit. And I feel like those were the 2 moments that I was like, oh, this is just really iconic, because I noticed, like, specifically with Daughter 2, like, everybody was quiet. I don't know why. That's just really iconic, because I was quiet and I was like, I'm going to record this whole, what are you going to say?
I was gonna say another thing is you were also really tuned into the crowd. I was really the one under the spell, because I didn't hear anything or really like pay attention to that at all. But you were like, you knew when the crowd was loud versus quiet versus this. I wasn't paying attention to any of that. I was more paying attention to Beyoncé.
Yeah, I was really, actually that is very interesting, because I was very in tune with the crowd too, because that's another thing that, like, I don't know, like, it was like, but it was something, it was a human experience. Like, I was like, we're all here. Like, it's like, somehow it's emotional human experience. And I was like one, and like, speaking of that, everybody was so quiet when she was doing Daughter, like, we were all just very locked in. And I was like, wow, this is really iconic. And then, like, when she was doing Before I Let Go, like, that was the loudest I've ever heard anything in my entire life. Really? Like, and I was just like, this is so iconic.
I think I was so in tune to singing the song. I don't even remember, but I'm sure I was belting before. Like, I'm sure I was belting the whole performance. And okay, how did you feel about, well, we kind of talked about this, but the people around us were pissing me off, because like I was giving Club Hoedown energy in row 2. I'm screeching every single song at the top of my lungs, like literally every song. And everyone around us was going,
they were doing that, and I was doing that too, you guys. And no, like, the people in front of us weren't giving the person that there was a white guy next to Darius. He was on MDMA, for sure. Because every time I would look at him, he's just smiling and looking like this, very straightforward. It was really scary. And then to the right of me, Darius is to the left of me, so it was to the left of him. To the right of me was this black gay man who was with his white gay boyfriend, and he was going, it's my boyfriend's first time at Cowboy Carter. He can't see this thing and this thing. And I said, oh my God. And then I said, move. And the white gay with the Indian maid was going, yeah, oh, I did know I was, and he was sitting on 3 seats. He was sitting down, actually. It was really crazy. He was sitting on 3 seats.
You think he took something, that's why he was on 3 seats?
I think he took something 100% every single time, because I would have to look over to you to say whatever I was going to say to you, but then I would see him, and I'm not kidding, he's just staring straight, like
That's
this
great.
with a smile and all of his teeth showing every single time. And even when I told him to move, he was doing that, and it's like I stopped him from a trance. A trance?
That's
A
crazy.
trance? Oh my god. Oh,
You were in a trance? Oh my god.
literally. And what if that's how we all were looking, but we didn't realize it? That would
And
be
we
really scary. But the guy was the guy like to the right of me, like he knew things, like he knew a lot more than boyfriend. Boyfriend didn't know anything. He knew single ladies.
well, okay. I don't really know. It just really depends, I guess. I think that we've never really had an experience like that because with Renaissance we were so close that I didn't have nobody that I was paying attention to. I was
Yeah,
looking at Beyonce. We didn't have anybody in front of us at all,
yeah, we were
and
front row, literally
we
the
were
front row.
And there was and we were closer than even the people who were in front row to this time were.
Yeah.
Because she added distance. But then I also hear that if you go to the nosebleeds, all them people know the songs. If you're in the
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I don't want you to just get tickets just to get tickets and you don't know the album. You don't know the album,
right.
And like especially because this is a touring album, like you don't know the album or Renaissance. Like at least if you were like, oh, I really know Renaissance, like Renaissance is iconic, fine. Like this man only knew that portion of like, if I were a boy,
they were going
single
to
ladies
see
crazy
Beyonce.
in love.
And I made a video about this on TikTok. Like there's a lot of people who go to this tour who don't know any of the songs, who don't care about the songs, who don't care about Cowboy Carter, the message, the theme. They don't care about any of that. They want to dress up in cowboy gear and go see Beyonce because Beyonce is Beyonce is Beyonce is Beyonce. And they're going to see a performer. They know they're going to have a good time on whatever night that they pick. They know it's going to be a great performance. They're going to get live vocals, all of that. But they don't care about necessarily what she's singing. They really don't care. She can go in there. She can say, "If I hadn't been forgotten, Nigel," they'll be there as well.
Okay, but I think that's okay. But then why aren't you going in the nosebleeds? Why are you spending the same amount of? Why are you spending $700 on a ticket?
That's what I was also saying in the video, and they have money.
Okay.
And somebody was trying to be like, because the video that I posted on TikTok, somebody was trying to be like, yeah, her and Chris Brown. I said, you said what?
They don't like when we talk about Chris Brown. They love Chris Brown.
I don't care.
Down.
Make your own podcast channel. You can praise Chris Brown.
They love Chris Brown down.
That's fine. But the point is that okay, great. No. What I was trying to say was somebody was saying something like somebody said something about Chris Brown, but somebody also said something about it was like a sporting event. And I was like, okay, but like I don't know what it was. It was something not equivalent at all. And it was something where you wouldn't be paying sky high prices for the front row. It was something like that. Oh, I think it was a hockey game. It was something like a hockey game.
Okay.
And I was like, what?
What about it? Wait, I'm confused what you're saying.
So they were saying like, because I was trying to say, oh, people aren't doing this for just anybody. This is Beyonce, and that's why you would spend $1,000 or $2 sitting in a front row of a concert where you don't know the songs, because Beyonce can draw a crowd of people who don't even listen to her music like that. Because everyone has people that don't listen to her music like that, right? But they're not going to anybody's shows, right? But then somebody was trying to comment and be like, well, I don't even like hockey like that, and I go to hockey games. I said, okay, do you spend $2,000 a ticket?
And fly and bus and train and plane and Uber and buy outfits.
Are you wearing some hockey gear with a stick? Well, you're not doing that.
Yeah, but I don't know why you would do that. I would go. There's a lot of people. But even then, if I knew, like, if it was like, oh, I got Beyonce tickets, let me listen to the album.
Right.
Like, let me listen to the album. I'm going to see Beyonce. I don't know. I feel like that sounds crazy. Like, and maybe I get the boyfriend one, but then I was also like, this is embarrassing, King. Only because of the optics of him being black and his boyfriend being white, and then also not knowing anything.
Okay, but you must have started dating him 3 weeks ago, because you're telling me you listened to Cowboy Carter when it dropped and you didn't already rave about it.
That's disrespectful. Now I think about it.
You already rave about it to your boyfriend, and then he was like, "Oh, let me listen to it so I can like see what you're saying." He didn't even do that.
Yeah, he didn't. Damn, that's really.
You haven't shown him Homecoming or any.
Maybe
like,
they watched all that, but he's tuning it out. He took him to the concert. And he didn't, and he probably doesn't remember it because he was under the spell. So no, he's never gonna know Beyonce. Now he's never gonna know.
Like, all right, so if somebody says let's go to Taylor Swift, are we gonna know everything from Midnights?
Yes.
I probably would. I don't know.
If we are listen, I'll tell you. If we were on the floor in like a front row thing where we're gonna see Taylor Swift, And it's not like, oh, let's just get like, we're going to go to Taylor Swift. Like, we're just going to get like their $90 tickets. We might as well go. We might as well go. I'm not going to know everything. But if I know months ahead, I'm going to see Taylor Swift on the floor. I'm going to be like, this is my time to finally give her a chance.
Oh, okay. I see. I would do that. Yeah. That
And I'm
makes
going to
sense.
see what's going to happen. I'm going to try and be there and be present. But I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to know anything.
Right.
Especially if
if
the
it's
person who's taking us obviously really likes it.
right. And I think that it would depend on when we found out we were going, because I think I know enough Taylor Swift songs, maybe not her most recent stuff, but I know enough where I wouldn't be just singing her version of Single Lady. It's not, I wouldn't be saying You Belong With Me and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, I know a few other of her songs, but I definitely wouldn't know the deep cuts.
Yeah, I wouldn't know the deep cuts. I wouldn't know the deep cuts.
I wouldn't know the deep cuts, but I would know enough of her songs to have a good time and sing along to the song, because she has a lot of hits. But so does Beyonce. But I feel like this is all because she's black.
Okay, all right, moving on.
I'm sorry, it is because they just like, okay, well, what is this song about? Black Parade.
Okay, so now actually let's go on into, do you think the Black Parade is crazy? She didn't even sing that. Do you think that the people are mad that she was singing the national anthem in London, but I think they're missing the point of the show.
So, give me more details. So you're saying
Okay,
who's
so
mad?
a lot of people in London have been making TikToks. Well, she's out of London now, but
Right.
a lot of people in London have been making TikToks going like, the whole fucking stage looks confused, bamboozled, weirded out. I sat down. I didn't listen. Why would she even try to sing that here? People being like, honestly, people should boo if she's singing that. Things like that. Have you not been seeing any of this?
No.
Okay.
I have been peeping so I've been looking obviously at the videos that I'm seeing, and sometimes I've been on a live too. And I've been like wondering, okay, when she says in formation she goes, earned all this money, but they never take the country at me, and she says it twice, right? The United States, we roar because we know what she had to go through with the Grammys and this and that. And I feel like in London they were going, okay, yes.
You don't think they understood that?
What'd you say?
I think they understood that.
I don't think that they understood it like we did. I don't think they understand the American country music scene.
Well, apparently they don't. Because obviously they don't. I don't get how they are. Well, I don't know. I've been getting the whole. This can go back to people being mad that she was using like American flag motifs in her thing.
Right. They don't get it.
But I just don't think they get it either. Which I think is very interesting.
If there are some Americans who don't get it, even Black Americans, shame on you if you don't understand what she's trying to say. But then people in the UK, they're not gonna get it either.
They aren't.
They don't know nothing about that. They don't understand the nuances, because right now it's so weird to be so pro-American when maybe they feel in their hearts like what they see online or whatever about America right now. Maybe, and I'm not saying every single person in the UK is so liberal and left-leaning and doesn't like America, but I'm saying that there are going to be some people who are like that, and they're now confused. Like, why is she coming here and really, propping this up? And they really they have no feet in the race when it comes to this topic. But I think if you're in it all,
their feet are trying to turn away from the race. They're turning backwards. They're going, why is she doing all this? They're going, why is she singing? And like, I don't know. I don't know. And then I've been seeing a lot of other people being like, all the Londoners are mad and they just don't understand what Cowboy, like they just wanted to go to this show, which I think is very interesting. And I'm not saying that you need to, and now we sound like elitists. I'm not saying you need to know every single thing, but right. I also think that if I'm going to critique something and then somebody else who knows the thing says, well, this is why, I'm not going to say, well, bollocks. I'm not going to say bollocks.
Crazy.
I'm not going to say bollocks. I'm just going to be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Londoners, if you went to Beyonce or if you know anything about that, what do you guys think in the comments? Let us know, because I know there are some.
No, I'm just kidding. That's what she said. And that woman said,
she's not having that joke.
Before we uploaded it, she said, I am a Black Londoner, and I heard
you did say that. That's actually really funny. But yeah, so I don't know. I think that
we need her opinion. I hope she's watching.
Yeah, I hope she is watching, because I do need your opinion, Queen. What she said, I don't give. What she said, I was lying. They're actually not. We don't exist.
She's just not from the UK. You guys,
she said I was lying. I don't know. So yeah, so what are the lowlights? What was like a time where you're like, oh, okay.
Well, I never got to like when I actually watched the full thing.
Oh, okay. What happened to that?
So when I watched it at home, I watched it a couple nights after we got back. I needed to decompress after our weekend in Chicago. But I watched it over the course of, I think, 2 nights, and I was 10 times more gagged than I was when we were there. It's a
Interesting.
different experience. I think obviously it's a different experience seeing her and being there and being, live there, whatever. But I think that honestly, the weekend really tainted a lot of my experience there. That was crazy. Up until the moment she was on stage, we were going through literally high hell. Like that was insane. We could never. I don't know what we did wrong, but we need to
Yeah,
fix it
that
next
was
time.
crazy.
But I feel like that also tainted my experience. But then, coming home and being like, okay, I can, be in the comfort of my bed and just watch what she's trying to do, see the interludes and really look at them rewind. That's a big thing. Is being able to rewind and being like, oh, she ate this. Let me look at this dancer. Let me look at that or whatever. I was very much gagged at the whole entire show. And really what I was gagged at were the interludes.
The
The
interludes
fact
were
that this
really iconic.
the interludes and the fact that this is like this is something more.
It
And
is
and
something
that's all we
more.
know. That's
That's all
all
we know.
and
That's
that is
really
gagging.
scary.
Because before we got into this, obviously, like in the back of our minds, we're thinking, okay, there's no way. I mean, I don't know if you were thinking this, but I'm like, there's no way there's no visuals. I know she's trying to be
Well,
cute and fun
I wasn't thinking that there was no visuals.
and being like, but I know, but we were like, mostly she was like, okay, well, you are the visuals. And it really seemed like our hope for there being visuals is just getting smaller and smaller because, like, what's going on, mama? Like, we haven't seen anything. Like, whatever. And obviously, we're hearing Easter eggs talking about some make it wait a whole week for me in Renaissance or whatever. But, like, the fact that we know and the people's like theories on it and stuff too of like the portals and her trapping Cowboy Carter in this like behind the glass and like the tapping and the silver and the gold Renaissance now and the like this is 100% something bigger and there are going to be visuals. And I think that watching it from that perspective and being like, damn, like she's been thinking about this for a long time and
She has been.
we're getting fed more. I think that was the most gagging part to me when I saw it.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna watch this until it's in the theaters. I can't see it on 480p. Sorry.
It was okay.
I can't see it on 480p. I need to watch it when it's in theaters, just like with Renaissance. And that's when I'll go, wow, that was iconic. I forgot she did that. That was iconic. That was iconic. But I do remember, oddly, I remember the interludes more than a lot of the other things. And I just think the one.
That's 'cause she wasn't on the stage and I'm feeding.
That is why. That is why. That is why. It's because she wasn't on stage and she wasn't feeding, at that time. But, specifically the interlude, like the one before 16 Carriages, like actually has me gagged. I've watched that over. Like that's the one where it's going through all her things.
And she's
Yeah, and I saw one edit and it was going fall in love again and again, and it was switching with her head with every face of she was having. It was making me emotional.
That part that was gagging because like it went from like just stuff that we had seen over the past 25 years, and then it like morphed into Cowboy Carter stills. And that was gagging. Then she had the trans flag blowing. Whenever she has something wrapped around her blowing, that was gagging.
That was really iconic. And then before, and it was like, I don't know, it was like she hired a TikTok editor to do that. Because at first, right before that part, it's her going like this all throughout the years, and it's like multiple different versions of her doing that same thing with her neck. And then it goes to all, and then it's like going through her Grammys where she loses, and then she goes. And then it does all of her face, and I said, wow, this is really iconic, actually. Like, I've seen that one multiple times. And the biggest and the largest, 8.
That had me in a chokehold for a week.
I was largest 8. Like, I just think they really ate that, too. And I already kind of knew that something was happening with that before. And I was waiting for it to come, because I heard that she switched out the thing.
Yeah.
But it was just really iconic.
And the look, like,
oh my god!
And belt buckles from tit to knee,
and she
and all belt buckles. I just it was just everything was just gagging. Like, I don't know, and especially with the interludes. And I'm trying to think of the other interludes. And then she had cut that one out that I just sent you. That it was in the first show, I think, and she cut it out.
The Renaissance one?
No.
Oh, did you see the Renaissance one?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, it was, we didn't get it because our screen was doing this, doing the shuffle.
Oh, I had heard about that. I don't remember what it looked like though. I think I might have saw it, but yeah, all of that was really crazy, and I just think that that's the my biggest takeaway, like I said, from seeing the whole thing, was that this is something bigger, and that made me really. That's why I really was really excited for the interludes because I feel like it gave you a glimpse of what the visuals are going to be and what this kind of is. Like when you saw all of that stuff. Oh, and one thing I do remember from the live show is when she hit that woman on the head with a glass bottle. I
Oh,
was like, okay, that's Beyonce. She not. This is obsessed.
yeah, she did
Um,
eat that.
she not playing. But yeah, and I just know there's also so much in there, and I do need her. Let's talk about what our ideals for the timeline of
But first, what's your low light? What's your low light?
Do you think I have a low light? Because I don't.
I have a low
Um.
light, and now I'm
Oh.
confronting you because
Okay.
you co-conspired with the rest of the people around me to trick me and embarrass me. And I'll tell you what
Okay.
happened. Because there, and I have footage of this. I might send it to you to put it into the thing because it sounds so crazy. Because
I knew you were lying.
there was a moment where she is doing Sweet Honey Bucket, okay, and she did sweet, right? She's the honey, and she's going taste like honey, eh. And then the girls that are in front of us go, okay, get ready, y'all, get ready,
Mm-hmm.
and and then I go think and nobody else
I had a
said
feel-
anything.
I had a feeling you were going to say that, but I don't remember that
No
happening.
one else said anything. No one else said anything. No one else said anything. And why didn't you say anything?
I don't know.
Because what does that mean?
I don't know why I did. Did I look at you? I don't
I
remember.
don't know, but then you can hear me like kind of trail. You can hear my voice.
You have a video.
I
of
have
it?
a video.
Devil's on my shoulder.
And
Oh, because you thought you were going to go right into it?
yes, I have a video, and then
okay.
you can hear literally. That's why I'm saying people are setting me up. You would co-conspire with those girls, and
So, what's interesting is that they did. I didn't do it. They did co-conspire against you because one of the girls, she knew the show.
she did. That's
There
what I'm
was-
saying.
Yeah, because you could tell she had knew something. She was talking. She would be like, "Oh, well, the Blue's coming out now, and there's this
And she was
happening here,
right.
and she had seen everything, and she was right." And then now she's going Thinkama.
And
Are y'all
then-
ready?
But they didn't say it. They didn't. Nobody
Right.
said it. And I was like,
She said, "Are you ready? Are you
She
ready?"
literally says like, "Okay, get ready, y'all." And then you can hear me.
Maybe she just meant like for the future because it did come eventually.
No, it came after 3 hours actually.
Yeah, it did. It did. It did. She changed it up around a lot.
Yeah, because at first like, but I liked that portion actually a lot because I
Me too,
really
actually.
wasn't expecting it, but you knew it already.
Me?
Yes,
I didn't
because
know it.
you didn't say anything. How did you not? I just feel like that seems
You
like
don't
something you would
know.
say. I feel like you would say "Thinkama."
I think I would say that. I don't know why I didn't say it.
You
I
didn't.
think-
Nobody, not a single soul said it, and you just hear me yelling "Thinkama," and then I go like,
Okay, that's fine.
No,
No,
that's so
It means-
embarrassing.
I don't even remember it. I'm sure the guy on the next to me, he didn't remember it either.
He did.
Um,
Everybody
he
knew, and you guys all pointed and laughed at me, and that's so embarrassing. And because one day I was literally like, because I was like, I was just like, wait, like, do I think I have that on video because I was thinking about that like a night later, and I went to look at it, and I was like, why didn't Darius say anything? I was telling Greta, and she was like, I wonder why he didn't. You have to ask me. I said, I'm gonna ask him on the pod because why didn't you say anything?
I don't know.
And why
Maybe
didn't
I
they?
just- we really should be wondering why the girl who apparently knew the show from front to back
She did.
didn't know that it wasn't coming.
But then,
Um,
but then she didn't like even like. I feel like nobody
Right,
missed a
she didn't
beat
do it
but
either.
me. Is the thing.
I don't know. That's so interesting, and I now I need to see. Yeah, you have to do the video.
I can't. That's so
That's
embarrassing. And I
I
said,
don't even know
"Thinkama," and then you can hear me like stumble over because she starts going into the honey from Pure Honey.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I go, the devil's on my shoulder, and I'm like, yeah, like stumble over, and I just think that's so embarrassing. And she said, "Thinkama."
It is always so like literally like filming your concert videos. Like I can't control myself at a Beyonce concert, but I was literally well aware that I sounded insane and right up on the mic when you're like recording a video, because I knew this from Renaissance. I didn't know this was gonna happen, but when I was watching back my Renaissance videos years and years ago, I said, "What is going on?"
I can hear
literally thought I
you
was
in my Renaissance videos.
Okay, not too much. Um, First of all, I was having a good time, and I know the lyrics up and down. So of course I'm going to be going. And this is Renaissance was, I don't know, that was a life changing experience. But my point is and why do I have the gavel? Let me stop. My point is that I just think that that's so embarrassing. Like I'm fine with other people, but like for me, when I'm
Like,
hearing it,
that's
I'm like, this
so
is so
embarrassing.
new.
But then
And
I
I'm
guess
screaming.
everybody does that, no? You just can't hear
I guess they
yourself.
do.
And I guess that's why they need, even Beyonce can hear
Well,
herself. That's at least that thing.
Well, it's not even that, but like your microphone is right up on, like your mouth is right up on
Okay,
your
but
microphone.
I feel like sometimes I'll literally be like, I feel like I was very cognizant of that. So I was like, let me hold my thing and I'm going to sing lower. If I have to sing, I'm going to sing lower. And then I replay my stuff and it was played that audio. It was loud as hell. I was singing in the thing. I was singing in the goddamn mic and I'm going, this is so embarrassing. And I knew that.
Yeah, it actually picks up a lot more than you think.
You said what?
I said it picks up a lot
It
more.
does,
like
and I think that's very interesting. It's picking up my voice over Beyonce, who's obviously louder, but whatever.
Right.
But I knew though. I was like, when she sings down, I'm gonna record the whole thing because I'm gonna have to watch that when I'm high a lot. And I said I'm not gonna say a single word. And then I said, wait, nobody else is saying a single word, and this is iconic. And my audio was clear. There's not a single voice in that 3-minute video other than Beyonce's. And
would you be mad if you heard me sing?
Yes, I would be mad if you would ruin my high.
I'm the only voice in there with Beyonce.
And
you said what?
And I go to that video all the time, and I'd be so mad if it was you in there. But I think that's very interesting. But I can't do any of that. And I literally said "Thinkama," and nobody else did, and I was embarrassed. I screamed it too. And nobody else in our entire section said a single thing.
I kind of vaguely remember it, and that is really, it's okay though.
No, it's not. And
it's interesting.
I just want to know why you didn't know. Why those girls tricked me.
I just think I happened to not do it.
I think that's weird. I just feel like that seems like something you would definitely say.
I definitely is something I would say. You're gonna have to show me the video. Am I in the video at all? Did you show me at all?
No, you don't see your face. I'm not. You don't see my face either.
Right. I guess it's true. I don't know why I didn't do it, but I can't think back. I was in a trance.
No, because my trance was glitching and lagging, and you guys had the new update.
Like the man who said he could look around, he could see.
I was looking around. Everybody was looking at Beyonce. When I said "think of ma," and I got scared, and I said, "Oh my god."
Okay, so that was your low?
Yes, that was
what you're saying.
And I would say maybe like the ballroom portion wasn't strong to me. Or I didn't really like the song choices, I don't think.
I would say my low was, well, I felt like I should have wore my slides again. I mean, my when I was at Renaissance, I didn't even wear my heel things or whatever that I was wearing before because I didn't need to because we were front row. And then like even we were second row, so I really didn't need to this time. But for some reason I was like, oh, these extra 3 inches are gonna help me see over these girls. And then towards like 3/4 of the way through the show, my dogs were barking. Oh. They was barking. And I felt like that took away from what I was seeing. And at one point I was like, okay, well, what's going on next? Because my feet hurt so bad. And yeah, and then I finally took them off. I did, because I was like, that's too much towards the end. Because I was like, I can't. But I just felt like that it just tainted my experience because it was hurting. And then I would also say, not being there to hear the intro music or the music that they play before she even comes on. Like, I wanted to be there at least 20 minutes before. I hated the fact that we were there trying to figure out tickets and this and that. That actually really upset me. Like, next time we're gonna be in a line with the general admission.
Yeah, because that was crazy. I didn't like that either. And
that was really crazy.
I was very surprised though, because I swear that those boots are so, like, the boots that I have are so comfortable, and they're from the TikTok shop, and I'm very surprised because I bought like like those like things for like the Dr. Scholl's types things, and I put them
I did
in
too.
like before I left, like just to see what they were giving, because I had been walking in my boots with my headphones on. Put your headphones on before the show, just to try them out and see if they were made for walking, and they were. But then I put the Dr. Scholl's in, and I said, why is this 10 times more uncomfortable? And I was going, do I keep these in
Less
for the
space.
show? Yeah, that probably was it. And I didn't have them in, and my feet weren't hurting at all the entire time. But my Renaissance, my feet were hurting so bad.
Yeah, I remember that you saying
Like
that.
they hurt so bad in Renaissance, but these, I'm very surprised they were not. So if you guys are going, get your cowboy boots off TikTok. They're comfortable, apparently.
You better get a link. If you can miss it, come on.
You guys should have been on your shit. You should have been doing Cowboy Carter themed outfits.
We were going to, but it was just, I don't know. My mom has 8,000 million many things, and it was too much. And we had boots and stuff, but they were trying to get you to pay for shipping and stuff, and people don't want to pay for something that they got to pay for shipping. Not in today's day and age. And so it was just a lot to try to get nice cowboy boots that were like, sparkly or whatever, something that was going to get people's attention, but also were affordable. So yeah, what was I going to say? Okay, so now I guess to end this, do you have any more, not to end this out, I have another like prompt, I would say, to like basically end it off. But do you have any other things you want to talk about like this specific show or anything like that?
The interludes were iconic. I think they're going into the portal of Renaissance, and welcome back to the Renaissance. Very iconic, very gagging. She was speeding around on that horseshoe, going 0 to 60 in 3.5. Ballroom was in. Outfits were iconic. Oh, I actually really liked her outfits. But I like London's outfits better. Like the outfits she's giving in London to me are better than the outfits that we're getting. Like, have you seen her in that red?
No,
and she
I
had an overcoat.
Oh yeah, I did see her in the red. I did.
And her
in
boots, and it says in the off-white boots, and it says for walking.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
I think that's iconic. But let's think. Amen was iconic. Flamenco was very iconic. Emotional Daughter was iconic and emotional. The This Is Theater was iconic. All those things.
That was. I forgot about This Is Theater.
This
I was really another thing. Like, I guess I didn't say this, or I don't know if I did say this about being in person, but the interludes were just really, really gagging to me. And every time you mention the fact of an interlude, I'm thinking about another one or something else that I saw. And the This Is Theater was gagging.
This
and the
Theater was really iconic.
And I thought, like, I don't know if this is America Has a Problem or whatever it is. There's a specific imagery of her in this room, and the whole room is red. It has like a red carpet and like a red background, and there are TVs stacked up.
Oh, and she's doing the watching.
She starts with the remote and turns it off. That like image is just gagging, and I know in the future a high Darius is watching the visuals and we're watching. I just know that's something about that part. It's just gagging where she just really and turns off the TVs with the remote, and it's just. And then I paused it when I was watching when I was watching it back or whatever. I had paused it because I could, and I wasn't in live, and I was just looking like the attention to detail and like whatever this world is, it's just something more than we think that it is. And I always think back to how T.S. Madison said, "Girls," she said, "I'm letting you know right now, if she's doing what I think that she's doing, you're going to gag the house down. Like, this is not something that's ever been done before."
God. And I just think that's really scary.
It is very scary, but like, can you imagine? And that's why I guess that'll segue us into what I was going to say is like, what do you want this to look like? Like, what do you want okay, so let's say she ends the tour. What do you want? Is there going to be like another movie? Do you want another this, another that? And then like also, how do you want, now that we've been through Act 1 and Act 2, how do you want Act 3 to roll out? Especially at the end when we're talking about like live albums, we're talking about movies, we're talking about visuals. Where do you want them to be? Is it a paywall? Like what's going on after Cowboy Carter?
I want another tour movie only because I feel like I just want to see, I don't know, I want to see this again in high def. And then
but,
what?
I also want her to pick I need her to be smart about what we want to see, because I'm so mad. I'm so mad. She never ingrained in history the to the feminine or what?
That was in the
She
movie?
didn't put that in the movie, no, at all. She took it out. Because she didn't do it when they filmed at those two shows. Remember they were filming at like.
What do you mean that
shows?
she didn't do it when they filmed? She did that every concert.
I know she didn't do it on the shows that they filmed for the movie.
Why?
It wasn't in there. And I remember I don't know, I was so upset she never did that. She did it at people's shows, and we have like van videos, but it's not in the official movie of her doing the neck thing. And I think that's crazy.
That is crazy.
And you don't believe me?
No, I do believe you. Only, I wouldn't believe you before, but only because I just recently saw something that was like, why didn't she put this in a movie? And I was like, oh, I was under a spell, because I've never seen this in my life. Because it was a segment, I can't even remember it now, but it was like, they were like, why didn't she put this in the Renaissance movie? And it was her performing a song, and I was like, I've never seen this in my life.
Maybe she only had it in maybe a show or two. She did so many shows for Renaissance. There could have been shows.
Can
she
you
did
tell me,
something
did she perform Why Don't You Love Me in our show?
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Because I don't think she did.
I think she did perform it. Like,
no,
a little bit.
I know she did. I feel like it went to Yaya, and then she said Say Why.
Maybe that is what
but
she
is performing the whole song now.
I really can't remember now, because I've seen her do it many times online, and I also saw it. I think I saw it in the actual full one that I saw. So I don't really know if she did it or not, because I have seen her do it. So my mind is just thinking that she did it at our show.
She did.
But anyway, so if she does a Cowboy Carter tour show, I need her to. I don't know what it would be, but like I assume during the Renaissance movie that we would get the head turn. That actually, because that's such an iconic thing. I feel like people do. Like, I see that all the time, like on people making jokes about it, going like,
now. I feel like I see that now. This 4 years later.
Well, I always thought it was iconic.
I did too.
Like,
of course you know. I thought it was kind of. I said, Darius, I have to show you this. And she said, the feminine what? She ate that actually, but I didn't know that wasn't in the movie.
Oh, well, yeah, she did. I knew it wasn't in the movie when we were watching it, and I was like, "What is going on?" And I think somebody said something next to us and said, "Why isn't she doing the head thing?" And I remember being so upset about that. And that is literally so crazy that she doesn't do that. And I don't want her to do something like that with the Cowboy Carter tour, where we're like, "Why did she?"
And then those things are lost from history, void century.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like that is going to be the thing that people go to, and it's just not going to be in that.
Wow. But then again, there's just so many, like, you can look up anything nowadays. Like, we have so many angles. We see her in every single angle now. So I feel like I saw a thing, it was a thing of flamenco, but it was throughout all the shows, and it like synced perfectly the video throughout the whole performance of all the shows. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this is really crazy.
Yeah, they do that. They'll do like you can watch Renaissance, and it's from every single city. It's a compilation of all.
But I'm saying, like, I think the concept of that that's new because of TikTok.
Yeah,
it's really crazy.
Do you think that she's like, this is terrible?
Yeah,
she has,
because now we can see every single time she messes up.
Every mistake, every single thing she does, every mishap.
Literally. But you don't notice them. You know, we had a big mishap at our thing, and
yeah, we didn't know.
But you don't notice it. No. With her, like, herself, her mic got messed up. She couldn't hear, and then somebody got on stage, went behind her back, took out her mic pack, fixed it up, put it back on, and then we didn't see that.
I was actually under a spell for real, because I didn't see any of that.
Because I literally was like, that's what I was telling Greg too, because I was going, oh my god, because this because obviously I was on TikTok so much after it, and I was like, this is our show. And then I went and I was like, I have a video of this, and I don't remember this happening at all. But like, you can literally see somebody getting.
You have a video of it?
Yes, I have a video of when this exact thing happened. Like, and it was her signaling over to a guy, and a guy jumps up on the truck and gets behind her and tries to fix her mic pack. And she's like holding it up. She's like messing with her ear. She's doing so much. And it's so noticeable if I were to show you a video of it, but I don't remember that at all. At all.
Okay, so anyway, what I would say is, yes,
what you want.
Yeah, do with that what you will. That information. Yes, movie, of course. I know we're not getting a live album.
Okay, but why do you? I think that I don't know. I want a movie after this, and then I want a lot of time before Act 3. But I feel like she's over it now, and she's like
the same thing.
No, I feel like she's gonna be like, okay, like I'm talking about like how when Renaissance came out, the tour got announced shortly after. Then she went on tour shortly after, and I feel like with Cowboy Carter came out, the tour didn't get announced until a year later, and then
That happened too.
no, it didn't.
Yeah, it did. Well, it was a couple months later. So, well, I guess it was 6 months or so, 7 months, because Cowboy Carter came out in May of 4.
Okay,
I was asking. I don't remember.
I don't
think
know.
it was May, March, something like that. March. It might have been March.
I don't think it was March.
Whatever. One of the M months. I think.
Only because my
Before
birthday's in
summer.
March, and I don't feel like it was in
Okay.
March.
Maybe you're right. But then Renaissance came out on July 29th. Okay. So, or was it June 29th?
Wait,
I can't remember.
no, it did
Summer.
come out in March. Cowboy Carter. I thought you were saying Renaissance came out in March.
Oh, okay.
Cowboy Carter did come out in March. The last
Okay,
day.
so right, the 29th or something. No, it was the 29th because all her days are coming out on the 29th. So it was either June or July 29th of 2022. And then she went on tour and announced the tour in like February of 2023. And she went on tour in summer of 2023. And then she announced Cowboy Carter probably a month or two before. What did we? Or no, we at the Grammy. What was it? I can't remember the rollouts. But anyways, the album came out in March 29th.
It was a Super
And then
Bowl.
we got a whole year, and she announced it in February, the tour again, and then we got it in the summertime, and now
Is that
we're gonna
real?
get.
I swear Renaissance
is.
came out and then immediately she was like, we're going on tour.
No, she said we're going on. She did announce the tour in the beginning of 23, I think.
Yeah,
Like
but
she always does.
But Renaissance came out in 2023.
No, it didn't. It came out in 2022, summer of 2022.
What? Are you being serious?
Yes.
Oh my God,
Renaissance
we're
came out
under
in summer-
spells.
I'm not in for this part.
When?
Renaissance came out in summer of 2022, and she toured in summer of 2023. We got the album Cowboy Carter in 2024, and she's touring in 2025.
She announced the world tour in February 2023.
And then that summer, she went on tour. She always does
And
the
when
same
did
pattern.
when did Renaissance come out?
June or July 29th. I'm almost positive it's July 29th of
It was
2022.
July 29th of 2022. What?
And then it's the same pattern. She releases it and then she waits till February of the following year to announce the tour. She goes on tour that summer. She releases an album around the same time. So Cowboy Carter.
That
So now
did
we're
happen.
gonna get Act 3 in the first quarter of 2026. And then we're gonna get a whole year of just listening to the album, and then she's gonna tour in summer of 2027.
Okay, I need longer.
This is it. This is
I need
it.
longer. I need longer. I don't have my money
We have
up.
2 more years. And it's going
I
that fast.
don't have time. I need her to add one more year in between.
No.
Oh my God. Okay, well, we're going to be sitting, we're going to know all the songs in the nosebleeds like the people you said. Cause I
We're gonna be actually in
can't.
the parking lot for real.
Oh my God, that's actually
He said he needs to come
tomorrow.
to get his money up for years.
Oh my God.
No, that's not tomorrow.
It is tomorrow.
Okay, well, we need to be on our P's today then.
It's
Because
tomorrow.
It is tomorrow, but we still have you have to think about it. We're paying for, our streaming services or whatever, and that's it for the next, up until summer of 2027. Like, we'll be fine. We'll be okay. We need to get on our P's and Q's though and make that cake. For real. So everybody like and subscribe.
Please.
And comment.
And
Watch the
share with your
ads.
friends. Because what is going
Because
on?
next time we'll have a tripod and we'll set up for you guys.
Yeah,
to see the whole show.
we'll go live.
And we'll go to night one for you. We have to go to all the nights. I'm sorry. We have to go to every
All
night.
of them, every single one. I can't
Yes,
do night
every-
one. I can do night last. I can do a night in a specific city, and I can do the last night.
We have to go to Houston. We
I
have to go to Houston.
can't because I just think that this is gonna be impossible to get.
Okay, well, that's why we have to go to multiple shows, so we don't really care. It's not a lot of it's pressure on us.
I
to
have
to
multiple
do-
shows money. I don't have show money. Actually,
Okay, well that's why we have to start today, and everyone's gonna be watching the ads for
they
us.
aren't watching the ads. They're clicking skip. They really don't give a fuck. and they already aren't even watching this video.
Yeah, they've clicked off.
They've clicked off of this video. Oh my god!
Type Yankee Candle in the comments.
Type Yankee Candle, and yeah, I don't know. All I know is that Beyonce's iconic. She's the greatest performer alive, and I don't know. Like, if you aren't seeing her, you think she's overrated. You're just a hater, and that's okay.
I don't know. I do think you have a little bit of misogynoir. Look it up.
Think
if you don't know
you probably do have misogynoir or something. I don't know, but you're definitely a hater regardless. Because I've seen some things that's like, I don't know. I just don't know how you just can't put facts to facts. Like,
right.
Like, I saw a video and it was, I don't know who this lady was. Sorry to this lady. I don't know who she was. Like, it was like Lainey Wilson. Do you know who that is?
Yes, I still have it. She's a country singer?
Mm-hmm. And
I do know her.
They were going, now, like, it was a video of her at her tour. And then they were like seriously, like, try, like what, but like, and you guys think that Beyonce's out doing this, and she said, "Oh, I came by to lose," and she's doing what the Walmart kid was doing.
I was just about to say, that sounded like the Walmart kid.
She's doing what the yodeling Walmart kid was doing.
She has some sparkly boots, and we said, "Okay, girl, yeah."
And I was like, are they being dead ass? Like, I don't know. That just seems like you're really a hater.
And it's misogynoir. It has to be. If anybody, I'm sorry, and I know that I don't know who's still here. Whose name? Let me stop. But the point is that if let's say insert any artist here that was lighter than, I don't know, a piece of paper, but lighter than a piece of paper is great.
Yeah, it's scary too, and I don't want to see you on a stage.
That's really, Michael Jackson is the only person that
literally. That's really scary, actually.
But if she was just white in general, she already has the privilege. Of course, she's incredibly talented, but she already has privilege being a lighter skinned, colored eyed black woman. If she was a deeper skin toned, black woman with 4C hair, her experience would just be so different than it is right now. But that being said, if she also was a white woman, there is no way we wouldn't be having different conversations. There would be way incredibly different conversations about, somebody being able to sing like she does live, give a performance like she does live with the pyrotechnics and the amount of money she puts into her shows.
You love mentioning those pyrotechnics. I don't know why. I've noticed you always saying a pyrotechnic.
And we never see them, and you know why? Because they're so goddamn close to the stage that we never see the pyrotechnics.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I never saw what you're talking about.
Because we're so close, we can't see what she envisions. If you watch the show on YouTube from someone sitting in the 100s, it's gagging because the lights are like, she pays attention to how it looks from a distance, and we never have seen that because we're not there.
Okay, but she was in front of us going, "That's the summer, that's them hummers, that's the girl." Would you rather have that or see the pyrotechnics? Quickly.
Next time I think I want to see the pyrotechnics.
I'm not going with you then. Sorry.
We're going through time.
I'm not going with you because I want to see you say that's some hummers.
Okay, well, we're going out of the country, in the country, Houston, Atlanta.
I'm not going with those Londoners, and they're going, "Why should you?" Okay, I'm actually always on the Londoners' ass. If you guys,
leave.
If you guys are from London, I like Londoners. What do they call Brits?
Yeah, they're British. But I think that I would, if I'm gonna go to overseas, I'm so sorry I'm going to Paris. I'm sorry, Londoners. I'll see you guys in a different life.
I'm not going to Paris. Paris is burning. I'm not going to London. I'm going into America. Because obviously they aren't gonna. I don't know.
Okay, but if you had to pick a city outside the country, or are you going to Spain? Like, where are you going? I'm going to Paris. I think the Paris girls are eating it.
I have to see what they're doing. Because I don't know.
The reason why I say that is because when the movie came out and they were at the largest movie theater in the world, everyone was jumping, and
I do remember that.
And they were doing the choreography to Diva. I'm going to Paris. I'm so sorry I'm going to Paris.
Okay, well I guess I'm not going to the Totten. Sorry, girl.
Anyways, just to round it up, at the end, I need her to drop Echoville or whatever it's gonna be, whatever the visuals are called.
Echoville, what the hell is Echoville?
And the fact that, guys, I don't know if you guys saw this because this is kind of hidden. She has merch already for Echoville. Just to let you guys know.
What does that even mean?
For Echoville, that on her team. She knows what's going on. Like I feel like before Renaissance, we were like, or I was talking to Malik about like how I didn't know how much she knew about it. Like she knew she had a 3-act project, but how much did she really know? Like how much did she have done? She had merch in the Sacred, like when she was announcing Sacred, like for Eccoville. She knows what it's called. She already trademarked the stuff for the visuals. Like this is a thing that she's already done.
And if you guys don't know what Eccoville is, it's rumored to be something. I don't know. We don't know actually, so I don't know why I even started. We don't know what it is, but it's something. Look it up on TikTok or YouTube. And then she had that horseshoe in the first movie.
Yes, you did tell me that. She had the horseshoe
really crazy
in the Renaissance movie that she flies on in the Cowboy Carter tour. This is a mega, like, how is she doing this?
This is crazy.
I know she's a huge team, but like, and also, how do you keep something like this under wraps?
Yeah.
We haven't heard a singular
one thing
that she doesn't want us to know.
That's really crazy.
At all. Beyonce does not play about leaks.
Well, we knew, okay, who leaked it? Well, actually, we did know. We knew it was going to be 3 acts.
She said that.
No, she didn't.
She had an interview. Yes, she did. I think it was in the Harper's Bazaar interview she did before Renaissance came out. And they said, I think they were like, oh, she told us that she's going on a 3-act this is a part of a 3-act project. They said that before Renaissance came out.
Did they really?
Yes, and then when Renaissance came out, it said Act 1 Renaissance.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
No, I think we knew by then. But I'm saying before you were telling me that Act 1 was going to be clown. You said it was going to be clown disco influence. And I was like, what are you talking about? I think
it's country disco or something like that.
You said something crazy. And I was like, what is going on?
It was right. In the grand scheme of things. It was right.
It wasn't right. And I was like, what are you talking? You said it's going to be a 3-act project and the first act is clown disco. And I was like, oh, okay.
It kind of was a little disco. Clown rude. But
clown is really crazy. And I just think that's really insane. But yeah, I don't know. This is crazy.
This is really crazy. It's much bigger than we even think. And the thing about it is yes, we did spend an hour and 15 minutes talking about this, and we are very gagged. And I know there's a lot of people, maybe who didn't watch to the end, but who clicked on this video when they first got it, or when they clicked on the video first, they were like, oh, this is just crazy. They're just Beyonce fanatics. They probably were under a spell. this, and that. When Eccoville comes out, I can guarantee you it is going to be world stop. Mark my words. When Eccoville comes out, and it's actually way, way bigger than anybody who is not into it knows, right? I'm talking about the people who just are going to Cowboy Carter because they want to see Beyonce. They have no idea what she's doing.
And we don't either.
I know it's going to be. I have so much faith in Beyonce. And you know, we're always like, how is she going to top herself?
Yeah.
And this is it. How do you go from Lemonade and do... Oh, sorry. I also want to talk about, like, when did she... I need the footage of her being like, this is what we're going to do.
I told you I need that. I need her slushy noobs cut.
Years, like, can you stop? Over the next 10 years, like, I don't want to just do a one thing anymore. I want them to all connect. And I want to give it to them over a decade.
Oh my God, and that's iconic.
And have us feeding for every new piece of information for a decade?
And that's really iconic. And we just don't even know what's going on. And I don't know, you guys. If you guys have any theories or know what's going on, let us know what you think is going on. Let us know if you guys enjoyed the show, what your highlights were, if you had any lowlights, what did you think? What did you think about the political commentary? What did you think about all of these things? What was your favorite outfit? Let us know everything in the comments if you guys went, or if you're gonna go.
Right, and if you haven't been into any of this like that, let this video be the introduction for you to go do some more research on what she's doing with the albums, the Black history of it all, because we didn't even get into any of that, but like all of that, and like obviously you probably heard about snippets or whatever, but really go and dig on TikTok to find out what she's doing, like the conspiracy theories around this whole thing. Did you see the Dory connection? I have to say that before we go.
Oh,
like finding.
Do you not remember me saying? There was a thing when we got home that night, I said there was a glimpse that I saw of her in like red hair and pigtails, and I said it was gagging. Do you not remember me saying that?
Yeah, I remember you saying that, yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
I don't remember her being in pigtails in the photo that I'm thinking of in my mind, but maybe she wasn't. I'm just not remembering it correctly. But she had braces.
Yes, that's what I was talking about. The red hair.
Okay, so yeah, okay, that was her. That was
And I
her.
said, I don't
But
know why, but that was really gagging.
and her eye is literally looking just like the girl from Finding Dory in The Dentist.
Mm.
Okay, and then did you see the plane?
No,
Did I send you that TikTok?
I didn't see the plane.
Her private jet on the wing is a picture of Dory. She has literally Dory is on her wing on her private jet.
This is really
And
crazy.
everyone's connecting the dots, going like, why does she look like the girl from Dory in this thing with the pigtails? And she literally
It's Finding Nemo,
just
by the way.
Oh well. Yeah. You're right. It's from Finding Nemo, but she has a picture of Dory. Sorry, on her tail, on the tail of her plane. So people are like, okay, is that just a coincidence? Or like, why does it look like that? I don't know. And obviously, some of the stuff might be fake, and we don't really know.
And the girl, by the way, in Finding Nemo has a shirt that says like "Love Rock and Roll." Like it has rock and roll on the shirt.
That part I forgot. That also was on there. So, and like, what does that mean though? Like, why does she?
I don't know.
And how does she remember that enough to be like, I want to put this in the show? I mean, in the grand scheme of things. And that's what I'm talking about. Like little stuff like that. Like, I need a documentary that's 8 hours long.
I do want to know what's going on, and I want to know what she was doing in Japan. Because whatever was, just know whatever was coming out of Japan was cooked and well done. It's cooked to perfection. I just know Beyonce in Japan probably ate up whatever they were doing there.
Okay, well, guys, like if you weren't in tune before, I need you to get together.
Yeah.
Get it together, because when Echo comes out, it is going to be world stop for real. When the world's going to be like, oh, okay, this is what she's been doing. Because right now, I feel like this is super easy to be on the Beyonce hate train. People didn't understand Renaissance.
Think it's easy at this point.
Album. Well, they didn't understand Renaissance because it was a black and gay album. They still went to the tour. They went to the Cowboy Carter tour as well. But now she's getting hate for the cowboy stuff, right? And somebody said, if y'all think she got hate for the cowboy stuff, wait till the rock and roll community say, why are you in our genre?
Oh my god, they are gonna say that.
I thought country would be worse than rock, but apparently they said the rock girls don't play either. And this is gonna be so much.
Okay, but I don't even know who the rock girls are.
Me either. But we don't know the country girls.
Yeah, but we know they exist. There's not a...
Right.
I don't know.
There's not a rock music awards that we...
Well,
that's
that's what I was thinking, but then I was thinking like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And they have something. They have some kind of event.
Well, I don't know anything about that.
And now we're just going to be there. Like, yeah! I'm wearing this to the rock thing. Because we're saying we don't know anything about this stuff, and we are trying to appropriate their culture. Actually, it's our culture. First, isn't it? I don't know. Right. We'll learn. We'll learn next year. You said
we'll learn all the people in the greats.
You said the white horse.
We know like Jimi Hendrix and things like that.
Yeah,
that's about it.
I know Paramore.
I honestly would love for them to be on the album.
Me too. Me too.
I know black people like to say that they love like Paramore, but I would just be gagged. I love Paramore.
Somebody else I was thinking too. But Paramore for sure. I actually want to see her do something with Coldplay again.
Yeah, that'd be cute. I wonder I wasn't really a fan of
me either.
Not a fan of, but like I think she could have picked better people to be on the Cowboy Carter album. That I would have been. I liked Miley a lot.
I think she used everybody the best they could to be used.
She did. That is true. But I don't know how I vibe with Post being on the album. But whatever. He sounded good.
Yeah.
And so okay. Anyways, we can talk about this for 85 minutes. But the point is, go do your little research if you got to the end of this. You probably already have done it if you're listening to us talk about it.
Yeah, especially if you got to the end of it. I'm sure you know what's going on.
You already know what's up.
But yeah, all in all, we were gagged. We were floored. It was amazing. I wish I had the money to see it again. I want to go again.
Literally.
And I found
I think it's kind of weird to see it twice.
You said what?
I think that Beyonce's like so far with Renaissance and Cowboy Carter. It's a kind of thing where I think that because of how much of a blur the first time you see it is, you have to see it twice. If you're going to be like, I'm not watching anything, like you got to see it twice. And
okay, I think we have to watch things next time. I can't.
Yeah, I think either we have to watch things or I want to see it like up close again. whether it be like in the first couple roles or like in general mission. And then I also think that we should try to get a show that's a little bit more farther away. Maybe it's more expensive for like airfare or whatever. And then we sit farther back and we just get a little cheap ticket that's not that much money. Cause I also want to experience it like that too. That's not up close on her. Cause I think that that's going to change our concert experience. Cause she puts so much into the visuals of it. But anyways, yeah. All right. Everyone's like, okay, you're planning your next time. We don't care. You're planning your next show. Like, girl, end the thing.
Okay, you guys. Thank you so much for listening. If you stayed this far, thank you. Please, once again, leave a like, a comment, subscribe. We need money for our tickets.
Yes. This revenue that we make off this video will be going towards our tickets.
Yeah, we're starting the ticket fund now.
Betty Black tour. Yeah. So thank you guys so much. Leave a review. Let us know what you thought about the tour if you saw it, and where you sat and how it was for you. Yeah.
And if you haven't gone yet, let us know what date you're going.
Yes. What is your recommendation? I'm actually jealous about the people because this is like the big shows when she comes back, right? Atlanta. What is it? Is Maryland?
Houston, DC.
Like, yeah, Houston, Atlanta, DC.
And then that's it.
Did she do Vegas? No, she hasn't done Vegas.
That's the last one.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
This is a short tour.
Well, she's going to Paris.
Oh, I thought she was already there right now.
Well, yesterday was the last show of London.
Oh, okay. So that's what I meant. Like, she's there in Paris now, but yes. So after Paris, she's coming back, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, we'll see you guys. Like I said, if you got to the end of the video, put Yankee Candle. I guess now the people who were here 20 minutes ago got that too. Can we change it?
Okay. If you're at the end of this video, no, just still put Yankee Candle.
Yankee Candle. Anyways, all right. We don't have a recommendation because I don't.
It was supposed to be yours.
You're right. But it's just the way that the world. Okay. Let's do. Yeah. So I don't have one. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, great.
Next time I will have one. I think we take a break because we did a lot with. We need to give Beyonce her time because we took it away from her the last 4 episodes.
Okay.
So it has to be something to do with Beyonce. I would say watch the Cowboy Carter tour if you're not gonna go. Watch it on YouTube. That's my recommendation. And if you got to the end of this video, you haven't seen Cowboy Carter, you really rock with us, and I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
You watched basically the
this
same
wasn't
length
even
as the tour.
cohesive. Like, we actually only talk. Our shit's never cohesive. We're just talking about the most random things. Actually, and even if you did watch Cowboy Carter and you didn't see it, if you did see it, if you just got to this video, we really appreciate you guys, because I feel like whenever I think about what we're doing, it sounds crazy, and I don't know why anybody's watching. Sounds like we're I don't know what we're doing actually, but I'm glad that you like it.
I'm glad that you like it as well too, and we really, really appreciate your support and being here every single week, because I know that you guys are, and we love you even though we've never met you ever. Thank you for being here. And go.
We should talk about that Doja thing. That was reminding me, because I was gonna say, well, I don't know if I love you if I never met you.
Oh my God, I saw. Did you send me that? Or
I don't think I did. You must just saw it.
Are we gonna talk about it next time?
Yeah, next time. I was saying just.
Okay. All right. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
Bye.